Imagine a world so distant in the future that it has looped back to resemble the past, where the sun is dying, technology is indistinguishable from magic, and the only law is the will of the powerful. You are Severian, an apprentice torturer with a perfect memory and a heart that refuses to stay cold. You have left your guild, carried the legendary sword Terminus Est, and now you stand before the ultimate authority, the Autarch. Welcome to Sword and Citadel, the concluding half of Gene Wolfe's masterpiece, The Book of the New Sun. If you love unreliable narrators, dense literary prose, and stories that require you to piece together the truth from fragments of myth and memory, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative fiction, blending the grim-dark reality of a decaying empire with the profound, philosophical mystery of redemption. The narrative kicks off with Severian's arrival at the Citadel, the seat of power in the Commonwealth. He is no longer an outcast, but a figure of immense importance, yet he remains trapped in a web of political intrigue, ancient prophecies, and his own conflicting memories. The atmosphere is thick with the dust of ages, the whisper of secret societies, and the creeping dread of knowing that every conversation is a test, and every ally may be a manipulator. Wolfe excels at capturing the psychological complexity of Severian, making every act of mercy, every moment of cruelty, and every revelation feel like a puzzle piece in a mosaic that only reveals its full picture at the very end. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular, unreliable narrator trope and the brilliant literary mystery dynamic. This isn't just about swinging a sword, it's about decoding the layers of meaning in Severian's own testimony. Watching him navigate the treacherous politics of the autarchy, confront the true nature of the clavicular order, and use his wits to outsmart enemies who operate on a scale of time he can barely comprehend is incredibly gripping. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the prose to life, making the archaic language, the subtle shifts in tone, and the heavy silence of a dying world feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular wordplay and the sci-fi mechanics, the soul of the Book of the New Sun lies in its characters and the heavy burden of destiny. Severian isn't just a hero. He is a deeply flawed individual struggling with the moral weight of his actions in a world that demands sacrifice. The emotional anchor of the story is his complex relationship with the women who have shaped his journey, Valeria, Dorcas, and others, who represent different facets of love, loss, and humanity. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet, desperate conversations in the shadows feel just as impactful as the explosive, reality-shattering climaxes. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes a steady, inevitable march towards judgment. Severian faces the ultimate choice: to accept the role fate has carved for him, or to reject it and doom humanity. The finale is a breathtaking display of intellectual brilliance, overwhelming symbolic power, and raw, unbridled courage. Severian doesn't just survive the assault, he transcends it, delivering a deeply satisfying, emotionally resonant payoff that proves humanity's greatest weapon isn't its technology, it's its capacity for change. Sword and Citadel is a triumph of the science fantasy genre. It is smart, beautiful, and unapologetically profound. Gene Wolfe has crafted a conclusion that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate cosmic mystery. Plug in your headphones, open your mind, and join Severian. The sun is setting, but his story is eternal.